Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Montgomery Township Board of Supervisors meeting for May 11th, 2026. I'm Tanya Bamford. I'm the chairwoman of the Board of Supervisors. Thank you all so much for joining us this evening. On behalf of my colleagues here on the board, I'm going to go ahead and call the meeting to order. Please rise and join us in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I have a few announcements for you this evening. First, Montgomery Township is proud to celebrate America 250 on Friday, May 22nd, 2026. This free event will be held from 5 to 9 p.m. at William F. Mall Park at Windlestray. Key highlights of the event include food and drink vendors, bounce houses, touch-a-truck, live music, face painting, balloon twisting, crafts, and interactive activities, and a fireworks show at approximately 8:45 p.m. Additional information about the event will be posted on Facebook and Instagram and updated on our website at monttwp.org/America250. Next, PSAT's Communications Awards. This is very exciting. Montgomery Township is proud to announce that we have received several communications awards in the 58th Annual Township Citizen Communication Contest, hosted by the Pennsylvania State Association of Township Supervisors, also known as PSATs. The township earned first place in the website category for the township website, montgomerytwp.org. Second place in the multimedia communications category for both the Parks application episode of the Gist YouTube series and the We Are Montgomery Township podcast. And we earned third place in the multimedia communications category for the Wall That Heals ArcGIS story map, which recapped the township's hosting of the Wall That Heals in July of 2025. These awards reflect the hard work and collaboration of our administration, GIS, and community engagement staff who strive to create engaging, informative, and award-winning content for our residents every day. Congratulations to all of our staff for all their hard work. That's just really wonderful. The GFOA 2024 Annual Budget Report. Montgomery Township's annual comprehensive financial report for the fiscal year ended December 31st, 2024 has met the requirements to be awarded GFOA's Certificate of Achievement for Excellence in Financial Reporting. The GFOA established the Certificate of Achievement for Excellence in Financial Reporting certificate program in 1945 to encourage and assist state and local governments to go beyond the minimum requirements of generally accepted accounting principles to prepare annual comprehensive financial reports that evidence the spirit of transparency and the full disclosure and then to recognize individual governments that succeed in achieving that goal. The Certificate of Achievement is the highest form of recognition in governmental accounting and financial reporting. So congratulations to all of our staff who were involved. Well done. Moving on to public comment. This is a portion where any persons wishing to make public comment on any agenda items or any items not on the agenda may do so at this time. You may come up to the microphone and please state your name and whether or not you are a township resident or business owner. Also, please kindly keep your comments to 3 minutes, and always remember our meetings are being recorded and they will be available for later review on YouTube.
Hello, Jay Wachewski, Pinecrest resident for 34 years last week. 2 items, quick. Fire department. Was appreciate if there's an update on how the fire department consultants have assessed how our manpower urgency is for the fire department. This was something that came up in January. And then 2, if there's any updates on the budget deficit and what the board is looking to close that deficit. And if there isn't any, couldn't we put it on the agenda for the next or following meeting? Those are my questions, comments.
We are in the midst of our fire study, and the estimated time of delivery for the fire study is August, and we'll have more to report then.
Okay.
If not sooner. And as it relates to the budget, we're not working on a deficit, so I'm not exactly sure where you're getting that information from, but we are not operating on
the
a deficit.
January meeting. I stood up and asked if they were going to work on the budget deficit since it was $6.5 million this year. The comment was we need to look at our capital expenditures. They were going to be lower and they expected to go down, but the comment was the board was going to look into the expenses and how we were doing to close that gap.
There isn't a gap. And there was a presentation subsequent to that meeting when you made that comment by our Director of Finance, Blaine Berge, who went, line by line kind of through this to help better educate the public, yourself included, on our budgeting process and how it works and across all the different funds. I think we could probably send you a link to that if you'd like to review that again, or Blaine, if you have any further clarification.
No, I would just reiterate that it's not a deficit per se. It's the spending down of balances that have been accumulated from the past.
Okay.
So there's well north of the $6 million in the bank, but that is what we have chosen to spend down in 2026. And those are funds that have to be used for capital purposes.
I just saw that we had 18 million, I think the general fund, and now we have 11, 12 million in there.
Right, but
That's how
we
we
have
close
that
the gap.
balance that we
Didn't have
have,
enough revenue to pay for everything.
but we have the balance that we have because of surpluses in the past
Okay.
that were specifically designated for capital projects. So they have to be used for capital projects.
Okay. Yeah, I just saw that with 11 million left and 6.5, that's about 2 more years of pulling money from that fund unless we can.
Right, but we're not going to spend that much every year.
Okay.
I mean,
All right.
Okay.
Other than that, going back to the fire department real quick, in January, we talked about asking the consultants to prioritize manpower and giving us an update within the first couple months. So now we're 4 months later, and I haven't heard that at any of the meetings, and I brought it up before.
As soon as we are able to give an update, we will.
Okay, yeah, because the crisis seemed to be that we might be running out of manpower for the fire department, so they were going to prioritize that. Thank you.
Thank you for your feedback. Is there any further public comment? No? All right. Hearing none, we'll move on to agenda item 6, our consent agenda. I'll accept a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented for the following minutes of the April 27th, 2026 Board of Supervisors meeting. Oh, did I skipped the announcement of executive session. Okay, wait. All right, so
Yes, the Board of Supervisors met an executive session at 6:30 this evening to discuss a matter of personnel. That matter of personnel was in compliance with an exception under the Pennsylvania Sunshine Law, and the executive session was lawful. Thank you.
thank you, Solicitor Kilkenny. All right, now I will entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented for the following minutes of the April 27th, 2026 Board of Supervisors meeting, payment of bills for May 11th, 2026, and the end of maintenance and possible authorization to draw on bonds for Love Car Wash.
So moved.
Your second? Any public comment? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. All right, now we have a few presentations. Agenda item 7, we have the introduction and swearing in of a new police officer, William Peoples, Chief of Police.
Thank you. Sorry. On December 4th, 2025, a recruit hiring process was initiated to fill a vacancy within the department's patrol division. 68 applicants competed for the position of recruit police officer in the hiring process. The police department hiring process included an application review, physical agility tests, 2 police oral review boards, and a background investigation, which included a polygraph examination, neighborhood interviews, physical exam, psychological exam, drug testing, and employee interviews. Martin Masadi was selected as the top candidate and is before the board this evening for consideration for appointment to the position of recruit police officer. Mr. Masadi was born and raised in Berat, Albania, until he was 9 years old and his family moved to the Philadelphia area. He attended and graduated from Northeast High School, where he played football. Martin Masadi was hired by the Philadelphia Police Department in 2019. After completing his police academy, he was stationed at the 24th and 26th District. During his time with the Philadelphia Police Department, he received several awards and commendations to include Officer of the Month 4 times, Second Senatorial District Citizenship Award, Commendation Citation, and a Merit Award. Funding to fill this position was included in the approved department operating budget. It is recommended that Martin Masadi be sworn in as a recruit police officer with effective hire date of May 12th, 2026.
Well, I commend you and welcome you, and I will move to appoint Martin Masadi as a recruit police officer in the Montgomery Township Police Department effective May 12th, 2026.
Second.
Any public comment? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Congratulations and welcome.
solemnly swear or affirm that I will support, obey, and defend
I will support, obey, and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of this Commonwealth,
and the Constitution of this Commonwealth,
and that I will enforce the laws of the Commonwealth
and that I will enforce the laws of this Commonwealth
and the ordinances of Montgomery Township,
and the ordinances of Montgomery Township,
and that I will discharge the duties of police officer
and I will discharge the duties of police officer
with fidelity.
with fidelity.
I do further swear or affirm
I do further swear or affirm
that I will uphold, obey, and enforce
that I will uphold, obey, and enforce
the law
without
consideration to a person's
race,
color, sex,
religious creed,
sexual
orientation,
age,
age,
national origin,
ancestry,
handicap, or disability.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Congratulations. Thank you.
Yeah. It's worth shaking and welcoming again.
He's tall.
It's a wonderful moment to celebrate someone joining our police department family. And we have more presentations, so we ready to move on to the next one? Okay. Presentation, Police Department, PLEAC reaccreditation. William Peoples, Chief of Police.
Thank you. This evening, Chief Lee Benson, who is the chairman of Pennsylvania Law Enforcement Accreditation Commission and current chief of police for West Wayland Township, is in attendance to present the Association Certificate of Law Enforcement Accreditation to Montgomery Township.
Hello, good evening.
Thank you. It's truly an honor to be here tonight. I think that you've been through this a few times before. Montgomery Township's been an accredited agency for quite a long time at this point. But some background for those who aren't familiar. In July of 2001, the Pennsylvania Chiefs of Police Association introduced the Pennsylvania Law Enforcement Accreditation Program. This program was designed and developed to provide a strategy for the continued professionalization of law enforcement agencies within our Commonwealth. The accreditation process involves developing and incorporating best police practices and procedures in over 300 identifiable benchmarks targeted to improve and maintain a high level of departmental performance. In 2004, the Montgomery Township Police Department became the 18th police department in the whole Commonwealth to be accredited under this new accreditation program. And since achieving its initial accreditation in 2004, the police department has undergone reaccreditation. It goes every 3 years. So in 2007, 2011, 2014, 2017, 2020, and 2023, they were reaccredited each time. In 2020, they were also recognized as a premier police agency. And what that means is once you get reaccredited 5 consecutive times without any hiccups, no delays, no continuances or anything, you get recognized as a premier agency. And there are only a handful of premier agencies in the Commonwealth, and Montgomery was actually one of the first. So more recently, in January 9th of 2026, random assessors from the Pennsylvania Chiefs of Police Association program performed an on-site re-accreditation assessment of this police department. And on April 23rd of 2026, the Montgomery Township Police Department was again approved for it to be reaccredited by the Pennsylvania Law Enforcement Accreditation Commission, as well as being recognized again as a premier agency for the 3rd time. So again, truly one of the premier agencies in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. When the accreditation program started way back in 2001, Montgomery County here in Pennsylvania was really one of the leaders in agencies becoming accredited. And while then Officer Peoples was working on getting Montgomery Township accredited, I was helping get Upper Dublin Township accredited, and it became a race. And this department got accredited in December of 2004, correct, Chief?
Mhm.
And Upper Dublin didn't get accredited till I think it was like May of 2005. So these guys beat us out a little bit. I don't hold anything against the chief, maybe a little bit.
But who's counting? Right?
But this started when Chief Brady was here as the chief and went through Chief Bendick and Chief Peoples. Of course, it's only natural to carry on this this process to keep maintain a really high level of professionalism here in Montgomery County. And it was just a really great job. So what I'd like to do at this point, I have one of the certificates, and of course, this agency has quite a number of these hanging around in the agency. So we found one. The most current one is hanging on that wall there, which is really awesome to see how it's proudly displayed, in your main meeting room. So that's really good stuff. This is just the last one that you got. I'd like to, Chief, if you don't mind, if I could present this to you and the lieutenant, if you wouldn't come up, and Sergeant Wagner as well. So these 3 gentlemen really spearheaded this reaccreditation process, but honestly, every officer in this room, every civilian, anybody associated with the police department has a part in getting the department, this agency, accredited and reaccredited time and time again. It really requires buy-in from the entire agency. And so this is really a great honor to be here tonight to be able to present this to the chief and these gentlemen. So, Chief, good morning, guys. All right, thanks so much.
Thank you, Chief Benson. And again, we commend you all, Chief Peoples and our entire Montgomery Township Police Department, for your excellent work. Well done. Right. Moving on to agenda item 9. We've got some police officer commendations. William Peoples, Chief of Police.
Thank you. This evening, the police department would like to recognize several members of the department for their exceptional performance in the line of duty, as recommended by the police department's award committee. This committee, appointed by the chief of police, consider those cases of outstanding police performances as nominated by their supervisors. But I'd like to commend all the members of the police department for all their hard work they do every day. I wish everyone could get recognized tonight. The first person being recognized is Officer Jake Beebe. If you please come forward. Thanks, Jake. Officer Jake Beebe is given a certificate of official commendation. Facts of the matter is on February 17th, 2026, Officer Jake Beebe was on patrol in the area of Bethlehem Pike and Horsham Road when he observed a black Dodge Ram truck towing a Jayco travel trailer. Officer Beebe immediately observed that the camper's tongue weight was too heavy and improper balance for the truck. Officer Beebe positioned himself behind the truck and traveler trailer, at which time the vehicle immediately turned off the highway into a nearby parking lot. Officer Beebe conducted a traffic stop at this time. Officer Beebe made contact with the operator and began speaking with him about the camper. The driver stated that the travel trailer was recently purchased but was unable to provide any supporting document for the trailer. Officer Beebe noted that the vehicle appeared brand new and had a dealer-specific identification number affixed to the front of the trailer, which is typically present on new unsold units. Officer Beebe conducted a thorough investigation into the trailer and found that the identical camper was listed for sale at Fretz RV in Souderton, PA. After confronting the driver about these facts, the driver admitted to stealing the camper just prior to being pulled over and was in the process of transporting it to a family member's residence. The camper was valued at $62,251. The driver was arrested and charged with the theft, receiving property, and related offenses. As a result of your proactive and alert patrol and your attention to detail, this subject will be held accountable for his actions in our community. Your actions will be commended and are at the highest tradition of the Montgomery Township Police Department. Congratulations, Jake. Just get over. Shake your hands.
Great work.
The next award is for Detective Todd Walter. If you please come forward. Detective Todd Walter is being awarded an official commendation for merit. On December 4th, 2021, Detective Todd Walter was assigned to investigate a home invasion robbery that occurred on Colt Circle. The incident was committed by 3 suspects who forced entry into the resident's house, then assaulted the resident by striking her in the head with a pistol and tying her up. The actor then ransacked the residence and stole a safe, coins, and jewelry. Detective Walter began his investigation by sorting through numerous license plate reader entries. He located a vehicle of interest and learned that the vehicle's owner's son had been arrested for similar crimes before. Detective Walter utilized numerous tools at his disposal and contacts through his network of investigators while investigating this case. He learned of 2 other suspects that may have been involved by researching prior cases and contacts with police. Detective Walter obtained a search warrant for the phone records for all 3 suspects to obtain location data to assist in his investigation. These records showed that all 3 suspects were in the area of the Montgomery Township at the time of the home invasion robbery. Detective Walter worked closely with the Pennsylvania State Police as they were investigating similar crimes involving the same suspects. One suspect was later found to be in possession of cash that was stolen from Colt Circle residents during the robbery after the Pennsylvania State Police executed a search warrant regarding another burglary. Detective Walter filed arrest warrants for the 2 subjects. They were arrested, tried, and found guilty of all charges related to this case. They're now serving 19-year sentence for their crimes. The third subject passed away during the course of the investigation and therefore was not charged. As a result of your talent, investigations, drive, consistent work ethics, these defendants will be held accountable for their reprehensible action in our community. Your hard work and dedication to the safety and security of this community are in the highest traditions of Montgomery Township Police Department. Congratulations, Ty.
Well done.
Next, I'd like to call up Officer Sean Orson and Officer Michael Poker. On January 15th, 2026 at 0032 hours, Officer Sean Orson conducted a traffic stop on Route 202 near Horsham Road for a motor vehicle violation. Officer Orson approached the vehicle and made contact with the operator and sole occupant and immediately detected an odor of marijuana. The occupant admitted to Officer Orson that he had smoked marijuana prior to driving the vehicle. Officer Michael Pokert arrived on scene to assist Officer Orson. Officer Orson requested that the operator exit the vehicle so that he could conduct field sobriety testing due to the marijuana use. As a result, the operator displayed that he was unable to safely operate a motor vehicle while under the influence of a controlled substance. Prior to taking the operator into custody for DUI, Officer Poker alerted Officer Orson of a large bulge that was present in the right pants pocket of the operator. When Officer Orson Poker attempted to take the operator into custody, he fled on foot, crossing Route 202, creating a substantial risk to himself and the officers. Both officers gave chase and were able to take the operator safely into custody without further incident. A subsequent search due to lawful arrest found that the operator had 1 pound of methamphetamine secreted in his pants. As a direct result of your proactive police work and diligent investigative skills, the operator was arrested for DUI and possession with intent to deliver narcotics with a substantial narcotics seizure. Your actions are the highest tradition of the Montgomery Township Police Department. Congratulations, gentlemen.
Great job. Well done.
I'd like to call up Communication Specialist Katie Freed. On December 6, 2025, Communication Specialist Katie Freed was working in the Communication Center at the Montgomery Township Police Department. On this date, officers were handling a high volume of calls for emergency service. As a result of non-priority calls were held until the next officer was available. During this time, a caller received at Target store for a possible medical emergency, with the caller providing the registration of the vehicle of the victim. Without prompting, Communication Specialist Freed took the initiative to check for priors on the vehicle registration and discovered that the owner suffered from diabetes. Concerned that this may be a diabetic emergency, Communication Specialist Freed immediately contacted the watch commander to advise him of the situation. This information allowed the watch commander to dispatch EMS as well as neighboring jurisdictions to the location to check on the subject. It was found that the subject was in fact suffering from diabetic emergency and subsequently received the necessary medical treatment in a timely manner. As a result of your proactive initiative, professionalism, and attention to detail, you strengthen the effectiveness of your squad and enhance the quality of services the department provides to the public. Your work ethic is commendable and appreciated. Congratulations, Katie.
Well done, Katie.
Next, I'd like to call up Lieutenant Glenn Davis and Sergeant Wagner. This department award is for a letter of official commendation. This letter of official commendation is requested for Lieutenant Glenn Davis and Sergeant Lee Wagner in recognition of their exceptional hard work, diligent, and unwavering dedication in maintaining the Pennsylvania Law Enforcement Accreditation Commission accreditation program. Montgomery Township Policemen first achieved accreditation status in 2004. The process of obtaining and maintaining distinction is rigorous, requiring the development and adherence to policies encompassing more than 145 standards. These policies and proofs are subject to a thorough inspection every 3 years by assessors of the Pennsylvania Chiefs of Police Association. On January 9th, the Montgomery Township Police Department was successfully underwent the review and was awarded the Premier status and PLEAC accreditation. This achievement is a direct result of the outstanding efforts of Lieutenant Glenn Davis and Sergeant Lee Wagner. Their professional attention to detail and commitment to excellence have ensured that Montgomery Township Police Department not only meets but exceeds the high standards required for Premier accreditation standard. Their contributions reflect great credit upon themselves and the Montgomery Township Police Department. Thank you, gentlemen.
Great work.
Well done.
I gotta slow down. Yeah. Next, I'd like to call up Officer Binns Thomas. On March 3rd, 2026, Officer Binns Thomas met with the township resident to make a report of a stolen vehicle. The victim reported that he negotiated a trade deal with a dealership in Texas where he would trade his 2021 McLaren 756 LT valued at $460,000 for another vehicle. As such, he would pay to have the vehicle transported from Pennsylvania to Texas. The victim contacted a broker who in turn employed the service of Ironclad Towing and Transport to complete the transport. The transport company arrived at the victim's house and packaged the vehicle for transport. The victim later found out that the vehicle never arrived at its intended destination. Officer Thomas began an in-depth investigation into the theft of the vehicle. Officer Thomas discovered that Ironclad Towing contract a legitimate transport company to pick up the vehicle and tow it to the location in Bronx, New York. Officer Thomas utilized several tools and investigative skills at his disposal to uncover the theft scheme and to identify the location that the vehicle was delivered. Officer Thomas worked closely with New York City detectives, and they were able to identify two suspects that have been involved in the high-end vehicle thefts. New York City detectives will be obtaining arrest warrants for the suspects that have been identified. As a result of your thorough and diligent investigations, at least two subjects will be held responsible for their part in multiple high-end vehicle thefts. Your hard work is a great example of service this department provides to the public. Congratulations.
Well done, Vince.
Next, I'd like to call up Officer Mason Strauss. Mason Strauss will be given a letter of official commendation. On November 28th, 2025, Officer Mason Strauss was on patrol in the area of Bethlehem Pike and Knapp Road when he observed a red and colored Dodge Ram truck failing to maintain its lane of travel. Officer Strauss conducted a traffic stop on the vehicle and made contact with the driver. During his encounter with the operator, Officer Strauss noted signs of impairment and requested the operator to perform a field sobriety test. Upon completing the sobriety test, Officer Strauss determined that the driver was under the influence of alcohol to the degree it rendered him capable of safe driving. The operator was taken into custody, at which time a search incident to arrest was conducted. During the search, a loaded 9mm firearm was recovered from the defendant's jacket pocket. The firearm did not have any make, model, or serial number affixed to it, which classified the firearm as a ghost gun. It was also discovered that the defendant did not possess a license to carry a firearm. The defendant was subsequently charged with DUI and firearms not to be carried without a license. All charges were held at the district court level. As a result of your alert, proactive patrol duties, and detailed search of the subject, you recovered an illegal ghost gun, taking it off the street, and enhancing the safety of your community. Your actions are to be commended. Congratulations. Next, I'd like to call out Detective Todd Walter and Detective Matt Seidel. On February 25th, 2023, officers responded to Cloveleaf Lane for the report of a burglary. Detective Walter and later Detective Seidel were assigned to the case. Actors forced entry by opening a rear window into the residence. Once inside, the actors ransacked the home and entered a safe, stealing $80,000 in cash and a Rolex watch. Officer Seidel reviewed surveillance system footage from a neighbor's house that showed a Domino's delivery driver arrive at the victim's home and attempt to deliver food. Detective Seidel responded to Domino's Pizza, where he learned that a phone call had been placed to make the delivery. He obtained the phone number of the person who placed the order to Domino's. Detective Seidel researched the phone number and learned it belonged to a suspect that Montgomery Township Police had arrested previously for possessing a stolen license plate. Detective Walter obtained a search warrant for the phone records of the subject and found that his phone was active in Montgomery Township on the date of the burglary. Detective Walter obtained an arrest warrant for the suspect. The suspect was later arrested at the Mexican border in September of 2025. He was extradited to Pennsylvania and is currently awaiting trial. As a result of both detectives' keen observation skills, ability to work as a team, this case reached a successful conclusion, which resulted in the arrest of a suspect. Congratulations, gentlemen.
Great work. Nice job. Great work. Well done.
And returning is Detective Matt Seidel. This is another letter of official commendation for Detective Matt Seidel. On January 1st, 2026, Matthew Seidel was assigned to investigate a burglary that occurred at the Luke Oil gas station at 913 Bethlehem Pike. Detective Seidel reviewed surveillance footage from the store and learned that the burglary was committed by two male actors who arrived in an older model Nissan Altima. Detective Seidel reviewed license plate reader records and located the vehicle that had traveled through Bucks County close to the time of the burglary. This vehicle matched the description of one used in a burglary previously. Utilizing the registration, Detective Seidel developed a suspect who resided in Lower Marion Township. He contacted Lower Marion Police Department and learned that they had just assisted another police department with a similar investigation. Detective Seidel was able to view body camera footage from their joint investigation and saw the suspect was wearing the same clothing as the actor in the Luke Oil burglary. Detective Seidel also learned that the suspect's nephew may have been the second actor in the burglary. Detective Seidel obtained search warrants for both subjects' phone records, which showed that they were both in the area of the Luke Oil at the time of the burglary. Detective Seidel obtained arrest warrants for both subjects. One subject was taken into custody without incident. The second was apprehended after a short police pursuit in Luzerne County, Pennsylvania. Both suspects are awaiting trial on burglary charges. As a result of your diligent and intelligent work, two suspects were taken into custody. Your hard work strengthens the safety and security of our community. Congratulations. All right, we're almost halfway done. Got a couple more. Please have Officer Hannah Moran and Officer Mickey Giordano. Smile. On June 5th, 2025, Officer Hannah Moran was on patrol in the area of Bethlehem Pike and Enclave Boulevard when she observed a black in color Ford Edge traveling northbound with an inoperable headlight. Officer Moran stopped the vehicle in the parking lot of Wawa at 1008 Bethlehem Pike for equipment violation. While Officer Moran spoke with the operator, she observed physical signs that indicated past drug use on the operator. Officer Moran was assisted at the traffic spot by Officer Mickey Giordano. Officer Moran utilized investigative tools at her disposal to verify the operator's travel on that date. When she returned to speak to him, he gave conflicting information from the operator. While speaking to him, he was nervous and evasive. Officer Giordano initiated a conversation with the passenger, at which time he noticed the butt of a firearm protruding from the center console area. It was learned that neither the driver nor the passenger possessed a concealed carry permit. It was further learned that the driver was a felon not to possess a firearm. Officer Moran asked the passenger if she had any narcotics on her at the time, and she handed over 38 bags of heroin, pills, and drug paraphernalia. Both occupants were taken into custody for the firearm violations, as well as drug and drug paraphernalia possession. Officer Moran impounded the vehicle and obtained a search warrant. The search of the vehicle recovered a second firearm located in the driver's door pocket. The firearm had a loaded magazine and had the serial numbers obliterated. 2 more bundles of heroin were also located. Further investigation discovered that the firearm recovered from the center console had been reported stolen by the Pennsylvania State Police in Fogelsville. The firearm recovered as a result of the search warrant was submitted to Montgomery County Detective Bureau, and the serial number was able to be recovered. The firearm was found to be unregistered. Both suspects were charged with firearms and drug violations. Preliminary hearing was held for both subjects, and the charges were held for county court. As a result of your proactive police work, keen observation skills, and use of your training and experience, 2 stolen firearms were recovered and taken off the street. Drugs and drugs paraphernalia were recovered, and the 2 suspects will be held accountable for their actions. Your actions have strengthened the safety and security of this community. Congratulations.
Great job. Way to go. Good job.
The next award is for Nicholas Euphrasia. Please come forward. On March 30th, 2026, Officer Nicholas Euphrasia responded to Gulf Galaxy for a report of a subject slumped over the steering wheel of a vehicle. When Officer Euphrasia arrived, he located the vehicle and made contact with the operator, observing signs of the operator was impaired. He also observed drug paraphernalia on the seat between the driver's legs. The operator was requested to exit the vehicle and to perform field sobriety tests, which he failed. The operator was subsequently taken into custody for DUI. Due to the drug paraphernalia in the vehicle, Officer Euphrasia impounded the vehicle and completed a search warrant application. The search warrant was approved. Upon searching the vehicle, officers located over 6 ounces of methamphetamine, approximately 86 pills of prescription controlled substances, and fentanyl, marijuana, and a large number of drug paraphernalia and drug trafficking items. As a result of your hard work, ethics, and investigative skills, you took an impaired driver off the streets. You took additional steps to ensure that a thorough investigation was completed, resulting in the seizure of a large amount of illegal narcotics. Your hard work and dedication are appreciated and enhance the safety and security of our community. Congratulations, Dave.
Well done. Nice.
The next is more of a letter of recognition. It's for all the people that were involved in the Citizens Police Academy. I'd like to read the names of everyone that was involved. Officer Jason English, Detective Matt Seidel, Detective Andrew Benner, Officer Andrew Haber, Communications Specialist Supervisor Adriana Siliberto, Administrative Assistant Nicole Conacelli, Officer Nicole Eufrasio, Sergeant Timothy Woke, Lieutenant Jerry Doherty, Detective Jeffrey DiPolo, Officer Michael Jenkins, and Officer Peter Byrne. To all the personnel of the Montgomery Township Police Department who instructed and participated in the 2026 Citizens Police Academy, I am pleased to formally recognize the exceptional dedication, professionalism, and teamwork demonstrated throughout the year's Citizen Police Academy. Your commitment to community engagement, public education, and transparent policing was evident in every session delivered. Each of you played a vital role in the success of the program, whether instructing, coordinating logistics, mentoring participants, or providing demonstration or support. Your efforts ensured that the residents gained a deeper understanding of the police operations and the value that guide our department. Your willingness to share your expertise, answer questions openly, and engage the community reflects the highest standards of service expected at the Montgomery Township Police Department. The positive feedback received from the participants highlights not only your knowledge and skill, but also your approachability, patience, and genuine interest in building strong relations with the community we serve. Programs like the Citizens Police Academy foster trust and understanding, and they succeed only because of the dedication shown by individuals like you. Thank you for contributing your time, energy, and professionalism to make the 2026 Citizens Police Academy a meaningful and impactful experience. Your efforts continue to strengthen the bond between our department and the residents of Montgomery Township. Thank you all.
Thank you so much, Chief.
Thank you.
I will move to recognize and commend the identified law enforcement personnel for their outstanding performances in the line of duty.
Second.
Any public comment? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Well done.
Real quick, I just would like to thank all the officers and their families, because you do leave your families every day to come here and keep our township and our residents safe, and we really do appreciate it.
Here. And moving on to agenda item 10, recognition of the 2026 Citizen Police Academy graduates. Chief Peoples.
Thank you. This evening, the department would like to recognize several members of our community for completing the department's 2026 Citizens Police Academy. If you'd all like to please come forward, I'm going to read the names out of all the attendees, but if you guys will all make your way up here. I'd also like to ask the officers that I read your names out that participated in the CPA to please come up as well. No, I'm telling you, you got to come up. The CPA graduates: Francis Sanchek, Chris Owak, Diane Shield, Ralph Wilhelm, Teresa Wilhelm, Gary Davis, Peggy Glasser, Phyllis Neal, Joanne Cahill, Bobby Toner, Margaret Mary Musgrave, Patricia McGurkin, Joan Kelly, Joyce Malagari, Jamie Ganesh, Greg Compton, Linda Shoki, Anna D'Annunzio, and Kara Wheelhand. To all of you, congratulations. Worked out nice for me. All right.
All right, hold on a second. I have a motion to read, so stay there. I will move to recognize the members of our community who participated and completed the police department's 2026 Citizen Police Academy. Any public comment? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Congratulations. Well, that's a tough act to follow.
Hey, Marty. You tell your whole family. They can go. Thank you, sir. Thanks for that.
All right, well, we're going to go ahead and move on to agenda item 11. Under planning and zoning, we've got a review of the Lower Gwinnett Township's amended comprehensive plan. Carolyn McCreary, Township Manager.
Thank you. This will probably be the only time I do this for you. Before I go into the item that's on the agenda, I'd like to introduce everyone to Jesse Hill, our newest department head. Jesse is the Director of Planning and Zoning. He has a bachelor's degree from Penn State University. In his prior experience in the private sector working for Keystone Municipal Services, he worked with applicants from the design phase all the way through zoning and building permit process. He reviewed applications and plans to ensure that the zoning and building code compliance. He conducts commercial and residential building inspections, and he handles resident issues. He issues violation notices when it comes to that, files citations, and will attend court hearings. We are very thrilled to have Jesse join us. The planning and zoning staff was even more thrilled than I was. They are the ones who approached him and told him to put his name in, and then I followed up. So we interviewed, he became the clear candidate, and we're thrilled to have him join us.
Welcome, Jesse.
Welcome, Jesse.
Moving on to the item on the agenda, the Pennsylvania Municipalities Planning Code contains procedural requirements for adopting a comprehensive plan. During the period the plan is under review, a municipality must consider the review comments of the county and contiguous municipalities in addition to public comments and recommendations of their own planning commission. We received notification that Lower Gwinnett Township has amended its comprehensive plan, and as a municipality adjacent to it, the board is being given the opportunity to provide any comments or concerns.
I just have one question for their consideration. It looks like they want to increase development along the Bethlehem Pike corridor, commercial development. Have they anticipated how that redevelopment along Bethlehem Pike would impact regional traffic patterns?
Anytime a municipality has a plan come in like that, they require the applicant to do a traffic impact study. So they would absolutely consider it similar to what we would do if something came into Montgomery Township. We would consider the impact not only of us, but municipalities to the south of us and the north of us.
Thank you.
Any other questions or comments? Okay, it's pretty straightforward. All right, moving on to Public Works. We have agenda item 12. Approve the professional services agreement for the Public Works Department feasibility study. Greg Reef, Public Works Director.
Good evening. Feasibility study is necessary to objectively evaluate the existing public works facility, which is undersized and outdated relative to current and future operational needs. The study will assess whether the building can continue to safely and efficiently support staff, equipment, and fleet operations while meeting modern codes, regulatory requirements, and workplace standards. It will also examine space limitations, functional deficiencies, site constraints, and long-term costs associated with maintaining or retrofitting the existing structure versus expansion or replacement. By providing data-driven analysis, cost comparisons, and phased options, a feasibility study enables informed decision-making and helps ensure that any future investment supports efficient public works operations, employee safety, and the township's long-term capital planning goals. Attached is a professional service agreement from CMTA proposing the feasibility study for a total cost of $35,000. A total of $50,000 has been included in the 2026 capital investment plan for the Public Works Department feasibility study. So it would be our recommendation that the Board of Supervisors approve the professional services agreement with CMTA to perform the feasibility study of Public Works facility.
Any comments or questions?
I was just going to add that Doug Taylor, who prepared the proposal for us, his company actually did the feasibility, or I should say the study for the rec center, when we were trying to determine what was going to need to be done in terms of any maintenance there or any long-term improvements. So they helped us not only identify them based on whether they were forward facing for the users there, but then also safety, and then helped us prioritize so that we worked on, and now we're at the solar lights out there to develop those.
Any comments or questions from the board? All right. Hearing none, I'll move to approve the professional services agreement with CMTA to perform the feasibility study of the Public Works facility for a total cost of $35,000.
Second.
Any public comment? Okay, hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? No, motion carried. And again, with Public Works, we have agenda item 13, authorization to bid traffic signal preemption upgrades. Greg Reef, Public Works Director.
Included in the 2026 budget are upgrades to traffic signal preemption systems, which would convert them from the current less reliable audible system to the more reliable optical system for the safety of emergency responders and monitoring public when responding to emergency calls. This is a multi-phase project and will continue with the upgrades to several intersections to include DeKalb Pike and Cheswick Drive, Costco Drive and Route 202 Parkway, Route 309 Connector A, and Route 202 Parkway, North Wales Road and Knapp Road, Upper State Road, and MMR. Competitive bids will be solicited utilizing the Penn Bid website. Total of $100,000 was included in the 2026 capital investment plan for the upgrades to the traffic signal preemption systems. It would be our recommendation the Board of Supervisors approves the authorization for the advertisement of the bid.
Thank you, Greg. Any comments or questions from the board?
I have a question. So switching over from the audible system, how does the new system work? Optical, what?
So it works off of the lights of the emergency vehicles instead of the audible, which works
Takes
or
the
doesn't
noise.
work due to the sirens.
Right.
Most of the times it doesn't work. The audible doesn't. So the other one is much more reliable and it's safer for the responders.
Okay. Thanks.
Greg, isn't there a sensor on the vehicles, the emergency vehicles, that is
The emitter, yes.
emitter? Thank you.
Yep.
Emitter, yes.
Yep.
That communicates with the,
Yes.
Yeah.
And the new system picks it up much farther in advance than what the audible, if it worked. It picks it up much sooner, so it's a lot safer passage. So if you watch like the Horsham Road corridor, it'll pick it up well in advance. So it's like a couple lights ahead for them to pass through safely.
Great. Any other comments or questions? No? All right, I'll entertain a motion to authorize the advertisement of the bid for the upgrades to the traffic signal preemption systems utilizing Penn Bid.
So moved.
Second.
Any public comment? All right, hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
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 Any opposed? Motion carries. All right, moving on to public safety. Agenda item 14 is the purchase of police department station surveillance system upgrade. William Peoples, Chief of Police.
Thank you. The police department station surveillance system plays a critical role in monitoring prisoners, sensitive areas, and visitors within the police station, while also enhancing officer safety through continuous observation by communication specialists. In 2012, the department upgraded its surveillance infrastructure, replacing the legacy VHS-based system with a hybrid analog-digital solution. Since that time, the system has evolved into a fully digital platform. The current system now has reached its practical end of life. As a result, reliability, maintenance, and operational effectiveness are increasingly at risk, underscoring the need for a system replacement. In 2026, the department is scheduled to replace the station surveillance system. Funding for this capital replacement was approved in the 2026 adopted budget. Attached is a quote dated April 30th, 2026 from CM3 Building Solutions, an authorized vendor under the CoStar's Cooperative Purchasing Program. for the purchase that meets the department's specification and requirements. The total cost to replace the system is $47,000. A total of $47,000 was included in the 2026 adopted budget to purchase the station surveillance system. It is recommended that the Board of Supervisors approve the awarding of the contract for the purchase per the 2026 adopted budget.
Any comments or questions from the board? Hearing none, I'll move to award the contract for the purchase of a station surveillance system from CM3 Building Solutions, an authorized vendor under the CoStarz Cooperative Purchase Program in the amount of $47,000 in accordance with their submitted quote. Any public comment? All right, hearing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carries. All right, moving on to old business, agenda item 15. Designation of a township representative to the North Wales Area Library Board of Directors. Carolyn McCreary, Township Manager.
Thank you. At the April 27th Board of Supervisors public meeting, the board voted to make the North Wales Area Library the township's official library. This action would make additional state funds available to them. Board consensus was to also adopt a resolution designating a supervisor as the township's representative on the North Wales Area Library Board of Directors. Included in your packet is a resolution memorializing this. This appointment will be added to the list of appointments made at your annual reorganization meeting going forward.
I had a question. But when I was reading over this, I sort of kind of read it as if the person, any one of us, are we a board member versus like a liaison to the, I just it felt like it read like we would become a board member.
You would. Currently, Ms. Bamford is a member of the board.
Right.
We were solicited by the prior library director for Montgomery Township to consider serving on their board of directors because of the number of residents who are actually utilizing their library, which then led to discussions about making that library our official library.
So I remember, right, I remember all of that. And I
Yeah,
know
so this
that
would be every year we would appoint someone to serve on the library board of directors.
So you would come off the board and
I
it would
could.
be, so, okay.
I could.
Oh, okay. And see, I looked at that separate. I thought your role was separate as a board member. And this was just now because we've adopted the library for, lack of a better term.
Official.
And okay, we're just making it official.
We could, potentially, if I, were to remain on the board and we wanted a second representative also from our board to serve on that board, we could actually have two. Yeah. So, and depending on now the acceptance of that particular scenario by the board of directors for the library. So there's some contingencies, but this formalizes that we would have a member of this body serving on that board.
So how often do they change board members? Do they review it annually? Board members across the library, because this is saying that we will, like we do our annual appointments for our liaisons to various groups, that this would be one of those things that could change every year. Somebody different. It could be someone different every year. Again, I was looking at your role as a board member separate from this.
Well, and we would revisit this as those sort of opportunities or tenures expire, because there is a designated tenure for all of their board members.
Right.
And without having it in front of me, I believe it's 3 years.
So that's
so it'd be for a term, for the designated term. And that's consistent with how we're appointing other positions.
What we do with ours. So we have people who have staggered terms in this, but it would be done at a reorganization meeting going forward so that it wouldn't be missed. So
Yes.
if in January of 27, the term hadn't expired, but then in January of 28 it had, then it would be added
So
to the
it-
list so that it would automatically be done by the board. at
So
your
it'll
meeting.
have a term. It will have a term. I'm sorry, I read this as every year we were going to possibly change. So there may be a 3-year term or however long the board.
Whenever
term
my term is expiring,
Gotcha. That's what I wanted to. be
we'd
clear.
have an opportunity to then revisit.
Got it.
Yes, and one thing I wanted to raise at the last Board of Supervisors meeting, when I was feeling a little bit under the weather, some public comment came up about a possible conflict that Ms. Banford might have had with voting as a Board of Supervisors member and a member of the Library Board. The Library Board is a non-paid board, so a conflict of interest for the State Ethics Act is triggered when there's pecuniary interest related to or financial interest related to a to service on that board or a family member's service on that board or a business related. So based on that, it's up to Ms. Banford under the definition of the State Ethics Act would not have a conflict of interest. So I just wanted to clear that up for the record.
And so there's no conflict of interest for this vote either?
No.
Okay, just to clarify for the benefit of our audience. Okay, so although I did abstain from that vote based on public comment that was received, there was indeed no conflict there. Thank you for that clarification, Solicitor Kilkenny. Okay. Any other questions or comments? Okay. So I am not abstaining from this vote. There is no conflict here. And I do feel like solidifying this, formalizing this is a good thing. And it's in our interest now, especially that we have designated the library as Montgomery Township's library. So I will move to adopt Resolution 2026-14, designating a member of the Board of Supervisors to serve as a member of the North Wales Area Library Board of Directors.
Second.
Any public comment? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Moving on to agenda item 16. This is all under new business. And we have the adoption of resolution recognizing National Police Week. Carolyn McCreary, Township Manager.
Thank you. Each year, the Board of Supervisors recognizes National Police Week, which was established by a joint resolution of Congress in 1962. It's recommended that the board continue this tradition and recognize the week from May 11th, 2026 through May 16th, 2026 as National Police Week.
Any questions or comments? Hearing none, I'll move to adopt resolution number 2026-11, recognizing the week of May 11th through May 16th, 2026 as National Police Week.
Second.
Any public comment? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Carries. And agenda item 17 is the adoption of resolution recognizing National Public Works Week. Carolyn McCreary, Township Manager.
Each year, the Board of Supervisors recognizes National Public Works Week, which was established in 1960 by the American Public Works Association. Staff is recommending that the Board of Supervisors continue this tradition and recognize the week from May 17th, 2026 through May 23rd, 2026 as National Public Works Week.
Wonderful. I'll entertain a motion to adopt resolution number 2026-12, recognizing National Public Works Week.
So moved.
Second.
Any public comment? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Everybody say aye. Darren? All right. Okay. Motion carries. And agenda item 18, adoption of resolution recognizing National Emergency Services Week. Carolyn McCreary, Township Manager.
In 1974, President Gerald Ford authorized Emergency Service Week to celebrate EMS practitioners and the important work that they do in our communities. It's recommended that the Board of Supervisors recognize the week from May 17th, 2026 through May 23rd, 2026 as National EMS Week.
Wonderful. I'll move to adopt resolution number 2026-13, recognizing the week of May 17th through May 23rd, 2026 as EMS Week.
Second.
Any public comment? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. And finally, we have agenda item 19, a request of waiver of fees for the Korean War Memorial Concert. Jesse Hill, Director of Planning and Zoning.
Yeah, thank you. Hairtown Heritage has requested a waiver of the permit fee for a special event permit application for a concert at the Korean War Memorial on Keenest Road to be held on May 17th at 4:30. Special event fee is $50.
I think we can waive that fee.
Thank you.
Any other comments or questions from the board? I'll move to waive special event permit fee associated with Korean War Memorial Concert to be held at the American Korean Alliance Peace Park on Sunday, May 17th, 2026 at 4:30 p.m.
Second.
Any public comment? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. And if there's no further business to come before the board, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Any public comment? Last chance. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Have a wonderful night, everyone.